So sometimes, for whatever reason, your voice is not where you might like it to be. Maybe you've had a cold, if you're overtired, maybe you got tension in your neck. The general recommendation I would give is to relax, to sit down and to do something else. But sometimes that's just not possible and you want to see what you can do, or maybe this has been a problem for a while. Always go to a doctor. If something's been there for a long time, go to a doctor, get yourself checked out. And don't do anything that is making your voice more sore. So if you're trying something out and it doesn't work for you, you might notice that you're kind of sore. And if you've taken painkillers, you won't notice that. So don't try anything new if you've taken painkillers or on any kind of strepsils, those kind of things. They all block off pain. So what I would do when my voice is tired, my neck might be tense, is just start with some breathing. Not massive breaths, just free, easy breaths. So I could maybe, on my glasses, if I have my glasses, they're quite dirty, here. And just breathe out gently. They'll kind of fog up. So I'm not going, so all that does, irritates your throat. So just breathing in. They always say breathe through your nose, you filter the air. If you're singing somewhere that's very cold, breathe in through your nose. While you're doing this, just being aware of your stomach muscles. They're just working gently. They're not in overdrive. Nothing to worry about. Just gently breathing in and breathing out. And if you've got a chest infection or a cold, you might find that even this in itself is a challenge. So just breathing out slowly and calmly. Try to lengthen the time of breathing out. You're not taking big breaths in. You're not trying to take small breaths either. And most importantly, you're not thinking about singing. Because you don't want to tense up, oh God, I have to be able to sing. No, you're just breathing. Everyone can breathe. And after doing that for a while, I just experiment with making different sounds. So you can breathe out on an F sound. So F for the word fish. Fish is very good for you. I'm just going to check in here. Is there any tension here? Can be quite easy. Just notice where your vocal cord is. Cords, I think that's what it's your Adam's apple anyway. That's your larynx, isn't it? I'm not really up on other terms. And then bring your head backwards and forwards and backwards and forward, about 10 of these. Experiment with making the F sound in as many of these places. You'll find some of them have a lot of tension, some of them have some tension. What we're kind of trying to think of is trying to see, is there anywhere that it's zero tension? And maybe there isn't. and that's okay too. Now remember, this is just making an F sound. This isn't singing. It's just making an F sound. But all the time you're engaging your stomach muscles without thinking about it. Because nothing would really happen if you didn't engage your stomach muscles. You don't need to think about pushing them out or pulling them in. In the same way that a chair doesn't have to think when you sit on it, the chair just stays there. So after a few of those, I might make some sung sounds. So an F is an unvoiced syllable, and you can put in some notes onto it. And some days the note arrives easier than other days. Some days it comes in as a long note, some days as a short note. Just see where you are today. Don't try to go so you definitely get a note. And notice that that F is there the whole time while you're making that V sound. It's there. That was a tiny one. It doesn't matter. And at any point, just going back to the free, calm breathing. I would urge you to not breathe in through your mouth, like that. It's quite a yoga kind of breath. As far as I can see, you're just pulling, and you're going to, air is going to irritate you. The easiest breath is the quietest one, and often it's a small breath. When I work on breath control, I work on being able to do a lot with a small amount of breath. Is much easier than if I go because I might have all this air, and how do I use it all? So how you use your air is breath control. And then if you do have a massive phrase, you need a massive breath, then for that very, very occasional time, maybe take in a larger breath. Some days I can't do that, and that's fine. Just remember not to force it. So just because today I can go doesn't mean that tomorrow I should be if I can't do it. So then if that's all going okay, I might move into some vocalization. So very quiet humming. My voice cracked there. Does anyone mind? No. Again, the sound didn't come out. I don't mind. I'm going up one note and back down. You might have more of these than me. In between each, just relax. My violin teacher showed me a study, Fantastic Irish, and the study was if you keep repeating the same thing without any gap, your brain doesn't have time to work it out. So if you just do an exercise, then you stop for maybe 3 seconds and do it again, stop for 3 seconds, do it again. You don't really have to consciously think, but your brain just works the whole thing out. Whereas if you do the exercise, do it again, do it again, do it again, you're actually just going to be putting in a lot more tension onto your practice, and ultimately you won't get as much done. I can't remember who wrote the study. Always breathe out at the end. I always find when I hum 3 notes, I'll be holding air by the end of it. I'm not good enough at this. And around about there. Just check that's nice and free. Singing should be just as free. So your tongue is low in your mouth. It's here on your top of your bottom teeth. You're gently resting your tongue on your back teeth. You could chew on your tongue, check it's there. While you're singing, just a gentle reminder, always have space between your teeth. Noticing, have you got any tension here? Just gently moving your head. Feel here, is it free? And just then coming down on nice free breathing. Just check in again. Still breathing calmly. If the sound doesn't come out, are you allowing that to happen? Just keep the air moving. And just at the end of any singing session, just breathe in through your mouth, through your nose, and out on pursed lips as long as you can, and then count for 10 and you're still breathing out. And you'll find at the bottom of that breath, your body naturally breathes in. A lot of people, when they breathe at the bottom of the breath, this happens. And they kind of stop breathing out. But just because it was getting thinner. So you want, when you're breathing out in this particular thing at the end of your singing, it's a really nice thing to do, is to keep breathing out through pursed lips right to the end. So it's like, and I kind of have this feeling like my stomach is kind of squeezing. Things are moving around because I'm going as close to having no, I mean, obviously there's air left inside of me, but I've removed so much air from my lungs that there's been a little bit of a shift around in my insides. I can feel muscles kind of doing something. The same way people talk about when you breathe in, you obviously are expanding, you're putting more air into your lungs, and people talk about that. That's how the lower part of your stomach feels like you're breathing to your stomach, where in fact obviously your lungs don't go that low down. So I hope you found that helpful.